Hello, everybody. I am JL, also known as ProfessorTieDye, co-host of the Dangerous Rhetoric podcast. I am joined today with an online bud of mine, DJ Rick. Going to talk about some things because we have a mutual buddy in common that I talked to as my first episode of him doing some parody songs. And Rick likes to do parodies and torment people, but I'll hand it over to Rick to introduce his.
I used to.
I
By
know.
the way, yeah. Okay, I'll just start off. Yeah, my name's Rick. I've known PTD for a couple of years now. Just running in the same circles, watching the same streamers and so on online, and we've gotten a little closer than I have with other people that I've met. He's a cool guy. We have a similar interest, age, stuff like that, so we can relate. We're relatable. So a big fan of this guy. He's a good dude. Thank you for having me on. As far as the whole parody thing, I've made some parodies in the past. I don't know. I don't know. We can get into that. I'll let you ask questions.
Okay. No problem. But I was gonna say, I mean, one thing you might not like about me is I think you're the second best DJ on Kick.
Right.
Rose being the number one.
Yeah. That's whatever. That's fine. You can A-log me all you want, buddy.
Friends A-log friends,
It's fine. Yes.
Like I told Dead Pap, it's like if I'm not making fun of you, I don't like you.
Oh, that's good to know. All right.
It's a Scandinavian Midwestern part of me that, like, if I don't like somebody, I don't even talk to them. If I'm making fun of you, it means I like you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. That's good. I like
that.
Oh,
we do have second chair Rick, the tarantula. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, there. So it's Rick and Rick. Yeah.
Yeah. We have Rick in studio with me, the curly hair tarantula, and we got Rick on his camera.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a backstory.
He's named after me, by the way.
Yeah, he is. He is named after Rick here, because the amazing Elrose donated an egregious amount of subs to get to name the tarantulas.
Yeah, I remember that. The good old days. Well, maybe we'll bring those days back again soon, but.
Yeah, I mean, the climate has really changed, and I think it
kind of has. Yeah, it has, and I'm not. Yeah, I like doing those kind of streams. It's just, I don't know. My buddy who I was doing it with is just not really around anymore, and I don't know. I'm probably doing eventually, but I'm in no rush. I got a lot going on personally, so.
So I want to start with what got you into actually doing DJs, because I do know a couple DJs, and one is completely batshit crazy, and the rest are like pretty just bass chill dudes, and they just love making music. So I was gonna have you tell the audience what got you into becoming doing DJs.
So I'm pretty old, and I grew up when I was like, I don't know, 11 or 12, 10, 11, 12. It was like the 80s. Like hip hop golden era, late 80s or early 90s. And so watching MTV and the cool hip hop music from back then compared to now, which sucks. And reflecting back then, some of the songs from back then are not that great either anymore. But, nevertheless, that's how I got into it. I was watching MTV, and I always thought the DJ was cool. He didn't have to rap or do anything. He was just like playing music and shit. And I like that. And so I asked my dad to get me some turntables, and he did. And he bought me like the top of the line turntables. Those are the first turntables I had. That was in 1989. So it's been almost 37 years now. I mean, 37 years. Oh, geez.
I think we just discovered that you're in fact older than me, because in 1989, I was 8 years old.
8 years old? Yeah. Well, there you go. I was 12.
I'm just giving you a hard time, but no, I mean, that's really cool. So like, so I mean, I always kind of joke that music was perfected in the 60s and 70s and died off by the mid 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, because I hate auto-tune sound. Like, I just like,
right.
I understand there's a place for auto-tune, but I just hate like vocals auto-tuned, where it's almost like the entire song. It's like, to me, like,
I know.
To me, that like, lack of a better term, that's ear rape kind of thing. Like,
yeah, that auto-tune came about, I think it was mid 2000s is when it was first being used as a feature instead of as a way to correct people's imperfections, because auto-tune's been around for a while. I want to say the 90s, but when they were using it then, it was more created to mask people's pitchiness, and so that you wouldn't be able to tell that it's actually being used. But then people started using it in an exaggerated manner, and then I think the first one that was really obviously auto-tune was Cher. What's that song? Do you believe in love or whatever?
when you do that, I thought of the South Park episode where they have like things the cult thing. It's like, do you believe?
Yes. So that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
Well, and that was late 90s or early 2000s, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was late 90s.
Yeah, but yeah, and that's why I say that music died off in the 90s, because that's when it really became overused. I agree. Instead of just being like the light corrections, it became like I'm trying to think of a Paris Hilton, how like her album, like she's so horrible she could never perform live, but she put out the album and it was basically all just straight auto-tuned.
Well, well, they have auto-tune external devices that you can hook up that have no latency for live performances and stuff, and people use that kind of thing all the time. Back in the day, I know there was a lot of pop artists that were using that in their live performances to help, fix things, but it was supposed to be a thing you don't know about. It was one of those things.
Yeah.
But now it's a feature. So it's no longer one of those things. But yeah, I wasn't never a big fan of the auto-tune phenomenon. Everything pretty much died in the 90s. Like the good hip hop stuff, that ended in the 90s for the most part. That the kind of music I play, which is house music, the early, all the 90s really, the mid to late 90s is really like the golden era for house music, though, for me, for a lot of people. And so I started playing hip hop in 89, and then about 98, I got like a little wake up call, and then anything related to a certain group's culture, I kind of tried to steer away from because of a near-death experience. And so I kind of just completely jumped ship, and then someone took me to a house party, and I thought it was the best thing ever. And so I kind of just started from there.
Do you want to share a little bit of the near-death experience? Is that something you want to skip?
No, it's fine. I can share that. That's not a big deal. Yeah. So I was home one night in Pasadena, California. I usually had a bunch of people come over. Like, I lived in the guest house of my family's property, and it was in a kind of iffy part of town. Pasadena's it can be really nice, or it can be real sketchy, especially back then. So it was kind of middle of the road-ish as far as like the quality of the neighborhood. And so a lot of my friends, they had strict parents and stuff, so everyone would come over to my place. We'd play video games, just some N64 action, and play some games and hang out, whatever. And I guess someone told somebody that I had something there, and they came and tried to rob me. It was about 10:30 at night. This is in 1998.
Okay.
Yeah, March 10th. Or March 12th. Yeah, March 12th, 1998. So I was sitting there playing, I don't know, golf, Tiger Woods or something with my friend on the couch, and I heard a knock at the door. I wasn't expecting a knock. It was pretty late. And at that time, I had a firearm under my couch cushion where I was sitting. So I grabbed it because I wasn't expecting anyone. Usually people would call me before they'd come over. So I grabbed it because, it wasn't the best part of town. So I went to the door, and at that time, I wasn't keeping my firearms loaded, like with a round in the chamber. I would have to, what do they call it? Chamber a round.
Yeah.
So I had to put it into battery, and as I was doing that, the slide didn't close all the way. But I couldn't tell. I was trying to be quiet. I don't want the people on the other side of the door to hear what I was doing, and to be prepared in case that's what it was. So I was doing it kind of trying to be quiet, and it didn't slide back all the way. I didn't notice it. I wasn't looking at it, but I thought I was ready to go for war if I had to. And so I opened the door, and sure enough, there's two two fellows that don't look like me. You know, a little darker complexion, much darker complexion. Let's go with that. One of them standing there, the other one has a hoodie on. The one with the hoodie on, you can see him reaching into his hoodie and like going for something. And I see him doing that. As soon as I saw that, I just pointed at him and started pulling the trigger. And it's like click, 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 and nothing was happening. I was like, oh fuck. This all happened like in a split second. As I did that, he, you know, finished pulling his out and then he shot me.
Oh.
So
yeah, I mean, I have a part of my reason we moved as way out into the boondocks that we did is in Minneapolis. Every time that I've been robbed has been by someone more ethnic than me.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's like True. It's like and very specific ethnicity.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. I've been robbed. Well, that was an attempted robbery. They didn't succeed. I was robbed another time. It happened to be by the same people. I was at another friend's house, and those same dudes, the same exact ones, came to his house, and we were all there hanging out. There was people downstairs in his living room, and we were upstairs in his bedroom with a few people, and we heard some like commotion downstairs, and we didn't know what was going on. And then they came up, and then they had guns. So I didn't have a gun at that time, so I just laid down, and they took like a chain or something that I had. And that was that. But that was a few months before that incident happened. So those same guys, they were just running through town doing robberies.
Oh.
Yeah, they were just robbing people. So they came to my house that day. They weren't expecting, you know, me to fight back or to do anything, I'm assuming, because they would have showed up. But so yeah, that's what happened. I got shot point blank range with a 357. You can I don't know if you can see it. It's like right there.
Okay.
See the hole there?
Yep.
And then it came out of my arm here. I don't know if you can see that right there.
Yeah, I see that.
So it went like this because I was kind of at an angle like this. And so it went like that. And then it went through me, hit my fridge, and then my arm went limp. I couldn't move. It was just flopping around. So I grabbed the gun with my other hand, and I'm trying to like chamber around on my clothes. And I finally got it to, and they're running down the driveway. So I just fired off a couple rounds down the driveway, and my dad comes out, and I just gave him the gun, and I just like, you know, pointed that way, and he ran down the driveway, and he started having a shootout with them at the end of the driveway.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I was driven to the hospital because if we waited, I probably would have died. Let's be honest. So my dad's friend gave me a ride to the hospital, stopping at red lights, by the way. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? As I'm spitting up blood, as my lungs were filling up with blood because I had a collapsed lung. So, yeah, I got to the hospital, ran in there, and they put me on a thing, took me in the back, cut all my clothes off, stuck a catheter in me, stuck a hole in my lung to drain the blood out. And I'm asking the nurse, you know, when all this is going on, I'm like, am I going to die? And she just wouldn't look at me. I was like, oh, this ain't good. This ain't good.
Yeah. I'll have to, it's gotten like really like, cause it's been like 20 years, but when I was deployed and I took the IED shrapnel, like into my abdomen, like that went into my kidney, went into my liver. I thought you knew that when I was deployed.
I don't remember that. No.
Oh, okay. So you knew I was a Greenside Corpsman.
I do remember. Yes, that you were.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I was deployed, an IED went off, and Greenside Corpsman is the medic for the Marines, and so the medic takes a catastrophic injury.
That's not good.
And it's kind of like one of those things. Like when I blacked out, it was just kind of one of those things. Like, this is it. I'm bleeding. Yeah. And then I woke up in the hospital unit. So
that's good. I never lost consciousness. Luckily, I think if I would have, I probably would have died.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So basically, like, it hit me, and then I spun, and then I crashed into something. So like that's why my right shoulder's all messed up, because I'd have the bicep, because like there was like frayedness on the like bone. So basically, it was wearing away my tendon. So they had to like cut it and reattach it elsewhere. And then they like had to remove a bunch of bone to fix it.
That's no good.
No, I mean, but it's one of those things that it's like, yeah. So it's like when you talk about injury, I was like, Greenside Corpsman kicked in. I was like thinking about all the things that happened.
Yeah.
that would have happened to you.
Yeah.
But
So you know all the stuff that I talked about then. You know about the catheters and the lung tube thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it's one of those things that's just like people like, it's one of those things like you don't understand what getting shot is. Like you don't
It's not fun.
like you don't understand the kind of like you don't get it.
The weird thing is people ask me if it hurt. It didn't hurt. At first, like when it happened, it didn't hurt. I just lost use of my arm, but it didn't.
Yeah.
It was a shock, and it was probably I was in shock, and that's probably the adrenaline or whatever was blocking pain or something. I don't know, but I know that it didn't hurt. I didn't fall down. It wasn't like a movie where you get shot and you fall.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. And it was a big caliber gun. And it just went right through me. And I didn't fall down. It was strange. I just went right into action to switch hands and try to.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing that's one thing people don't understand is like, going from the combat medic to that is like when somebody's shot, a lot of times there is like an intense amount of adrenaline, like kind of thing. I hate to say it, like it's like the video game where you get like the fatal damage, but you still keep going.
Yeah.
And you have like the little meter that's going down, but the more you do stuff, the faster it goes down. It's like, that's like the best example I can give of it.
No,
it's like, because I treated like, bullet stuff, and it's like, okay, well, that is actually they get a shit ton of adrenaline just all of a sudden hits them and they go into like Hulk mode.
That's what it was like.
Yeah,
that's what it was like.
Yeah, but
until we, because I knew I was in danger and trouble. I was in big trouble until we got to the hospital and they had like doctors on me and said that's when I was able to relax a little bit. But before that, I was just in panic mode. Like, all right, let's go, hurry! Why are you stopping at red lights? Go, go, go! But yeah, I'm here. It's just I always think back on that. Like, damn, what if I had just done this, or what if I had just done that? How would that have been different? It would have been a lot different. Instead of me being shot, it probably would have been 2 dead people in front of my doorstep because I was yanking that trigger as fast as I could. And I had 15 rounds in the magazine. So, I mean, I could have lit them both up. And I wish that would have happened, but it would have been a cooler story.
But you said it's Pasadena, so you might have been in jail for quite a while after that.
I don't know.
You're not sure?
That's self-defense. I'm pretty sure it would have been all right.
Okay. I mean,
they had a gang unit back then, and I don't know if they still do now. Pasadena's been cleaned up a lot. It's been gentrified. A lot of those people moved east to San Bernardino, shitty, really bad areas. So right now, I don't think they have that anymore. Back then, they had a gang unit, and it was pretty bad. So I don't think that they would have tried to prosecute me for that. In their eyes, it probably would have been like, well, that just made our jobs, a little easier.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about those guys ever again. But the thing is, those guys went to jail for 25 years to life. One of them just got out last year.
Okay.
Yeah. The main one, the one that actually shot me, not his buddy. His buddy's still in jail. But he's having a parole hearing from what I heard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they notify people when that's going to happen. So yeah, I
was gonna kind of segue into a kind of random topic here.
Sure.
So because I was in a space that had a mix of like Groypers went in there to troll, and then I kind of started owning them, and then so they start doing what Groypers do and just start calling
Twitter space.
Yeah.
Really?
So that it was like this guy that I know because like I said, my kind of Venn diagram of everybody I interact with.
Yeah.
He's in one of those, and I saw him, and then like Bazillion Thought was there, so I got a notification he was speaking. So I popped in, and they're talking about jail, like prisons, and I kind of said, there is something to like young offenders, juvenile offenders of going to like the wilderness camps, like learning skills, kind of thing, and then all the Groypers are like, oh no, you should like put them out to work, like dig ditches, and like one of the Groypers said something like that all of our state capitals are built mostly by chain gang labor, and I was like, this is too dumb. I need to say that's not, and I said, okay, I'm not trying to do a cog, like that's not factually accurate, but no one, like they didn't build it. And so he clarified like, oh, well, they mined the quarry or cut down trees, so it's like they didn't build it. They did labor that got materials. I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. They didn't build them, you know? And so it's kind of interesting conversation. And then when basically they realize I like dismantle their talking point, they start calling me a brown homosexual. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm not brown. I go, you can see my streams. I'm not brown. Like right now it's a little bit later and I'm, you know, my lights are more yellow tone. So, but I'm like, no, I'm not brown for sure. And I'm not a homosexual. I mean, at least my 3 kids say that. So
you never know, man. There's people that have kids that are gay.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few, but I don't think it's as common anymore because like a lot of like the older homocon group that I talk to, some of them like have kids, and then because they they went through the 80s 90s where the pressure to like fit in,
right.
And then later like I can't do this, and it's actually it's a weird common thing that I've heard that they just like I can't do this, but they now have like adult kids, but
that's weird.
Tangent there. I know. I just it's one of those things I talk to someone like I don't get it. Like I just like I don't. It's not something I can wrap my head around.
I mean, neither.
Yeah, it's
not at all.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny. It's kind of a weird thing, and like I said, it's my ability to interact with different groups is kind of like I don't get it. Like, but
you seem pretty adaptable.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's like some things like I can intellectually understand it, but there's part of me that doesn't get it. Is that like it's like a weird cognitive dissonance. Like I can intellectually understand what they're saying, but then this part of me is like I don't get it.
Yeah,
and it's like working in academia. You kind of the best people get like I don't want to like suck myself off, but it's like the best people can manage that. You can hold that cognitive dissonance of like this is this, but I don't like hold it kind of thing. And that's how you get the crazy liberal professors who basically have them meltdown. I think it was that one, and I think she was in Minnesota where she had that meltdown trying to say Renee Good was only shot because she was queer, and it's like these students like they're just terrified to say anything. And I'm like, I actually had kind of the same thing because I was in Bible college. I had a professor who, like, if you didn't regurgitate exactly back to him what he taught in class,
you're not passing.
Yeah. And that was the first D in college I got. It's because I took his class and I was like, I said, okay, in class we learned this, but I think it's this for these reasons. And it was just like a big old F on the test.
Yeah, that shouldn't be allowed or what. I don't know.
No, it's he was actually fired. It's kind of funny.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Probably not for that though.
Well, no, but I mean, he was fired and then went to like straight to a liberal like theological university. So I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, also
liberal theology.
Oh God, have I ever told you what the shit like the Sparkle Creed?
No.
Oh man, it is so bad.
What is that?
Here, let me see if I can get a transcript. It's so funny. I type in Sparkle Creed and it's ELCA.
What?
ELCA is the Evangelical Lutheran Church of America, which is like the main Lutheran denomination. But at least recently you had people like Lutherans break off from them and form the LCMC, which is Lutheran Congregations and Mission for Christ. And they hold like mainline Christian denominations, but the ELCA, which has been like the longstanding Lutheran thing, has basically been infected with liberal theology. So
many such cases.
Okay, so this is the Sparkle Creed, and I'm reading it, and I don't agree with this. I believe in the non-binary God whose pronouns are plural. I believe in Jesus Christ, their child, who wore a fabulous tunic and had 2 dads and saw everyone as a sibling of God.
It says fabulous?
Yes.
That's definitely gay.
Who wore a fabulous tunic, had 2 dads, and saw everyone as a sibling child of God. I believe in the rainbow spirit who shatters our image of white light and refracts into a rainbow of gorgeous diversity. I believe in the Church of Everyday Saints, as numerous, as creative, and resilient as patches of the AIDS quilt. That's actually in there. Whose feet are grounded in mud and whose eyes gate the stars in wonder. I believe in the calling of each of us that love is love, and so beloved, let us love. I believe in glorious God. Help my unbelief.
Oh,
And
brother.
that's very similar to like a traditional like Lutheran creed that you read during service.
Unbelievable.
And so a lesbian Lutheran pastor of ELCA like said that during service.
Oh,
And
I
and
believe
so
that.
I was actually talking to
This is something they normally recite, like during.
yeah, they started to recite this shit. Like
Wow.
instead of doing like a normal church creed, like
Right.
I believe in God the Father, like
Yeah. Creator of
I'm
heaven and
blanking.
earth. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get it. Yeah.
yeah. And so instead of doing like a traditional creed, they're reading that bullshit.
Wow.
And well, this actually was kind of funny because the Bible college I went to was Evangel College. I joke that it's the college that Jim and Tammy Faye Baker went to because
Oh,
they're both
yeah. I
it's
remember.
Assemblies of God. And then I returned to Minneapolis and went to United Seminary, which is United Church of Christ Seminary, and that's where I'm licensed and ordained through. Well, the UCC went completely off the rails, crazy, like liberal activist, and one of the churches I ended up, because I did like internships at several churches, and then so one of the churches I internship at, it now has gone like full like gay pastor thing, and he was recently on the news. I don't know if you saw that. It was that pastor who had like the rainbow patch quilts like on his chairs behind him, and so he's telling the story that he went to support the ICE protesters outside the church. I'm like laughing, and then when he went to go help a Latino girl, I'm surprised he didn't say Latinx. We said Latino girl being arrested. They arrested him too, and they threw him in the back of the paddy wagon. And, and they kept coming back and asking. He was afraid. He said, "I'm not afraid of the likes of you," because that totally happened. And so they come back and they say, "Well, you're white, and this won't be fun, so we're letting you go."
What?
I'm like, yeah, and like of all the things that never happened, this did not happen the most. and so it's kind of fun. Like when I was there was like a gay pastor, because like my whole like what I was working on is like, okay, well, this gay church shouldn't work. Why is it working? Kind of thing. And that's why like I shadowed there, because I want to see how they did things and how they got like a thing. And so that's why I was interacting with that church. But it's just kind of funny. It's just like these like liberal theologians with all this bullshit that they come out with, and it's like, how can you say this? Like, this is just insane. But
yeah,
I went a complete tangent because I know like you got a slightly religious background to understand some of this stuff.
I have a very religious background. I don't know if you
Okay.
want to get into religion. I've kind of, as of late, I don't know. I'm not really about it anymore. I see what's happening, and it just seems like a lot of the issues we have are because people are like, "Oh, it's not Christ-like to do that. We got to let this happen and let that happen because that's what Christ would want," or whatever. And people are making bad decisions for their own kind based on religious beliefs, and I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's like one thing when someone tries to come at me on Twitter, says like, "Oh, that's not very Christian of you." I'm like, I'm glad I don't meet your definition of Christianity. Then I respond with the meme of, when someone asks you what would Jesus do, remind them that flipping tables and whipping people is not outside the realm of possibilities. Because the temple, when
Yeah,
he
I know.
flips well, it's just one of those things that they have this like very sanitized, like Jesus is a hippie that loves everything. It's like, no, that's modern.
I know, but
American.
you're kind of an exception to the rule, though, because most people who are Christians,
Yeah,
they kind of lean on that for everything they do, and
yeah.
even if it's at the detriment to their own kind, they don't care as long as
Yeah.
they think that that's what the church or Christ would want. So,
well, I mean, kind of a funny story that I might have told Dambit, but I don't think I told you that there was so the church I was working with in the Twin Cities, they bought like 3 houses, and this is when Hmongs were coming to Minnesota, like a lot more than Smallies, and they put a Hmong family in each house. So basically, Hmong, the Asian group.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what Hmong is? The
No.
Asian. So
Hmong, M-U-N-G?
HMONG. Hmong.
HMONG.
Yeah,
Hmong?
so during the Vietnam War, they fought with the U.S. against communists, and then basically they're very persecuted, and because they side with the United States,
okay,
they're allowed to come as refugees. Minnesota is one of the major refugee states, and so the church had 3 houses like all lined up next to each other. They put a family in each. Well, they all 3 families moved into one house, and then they've rented out the other 2 without permission.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, I'm not serious. Sorry, I am serious. This is like a trip. So
Did
like
the
all
church
3 families
kick them out?
Yeah, well, basically the church found out, and they went and inspected, and they realized they're renting these houses out. Then they went to the house where all 3 families were. So basically there was like 20 people in like one house.
Were they Christian, supposedly?
No, the church is just trying to do the Christ-like thing and give them
That's
housing.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And well, this is the worst part. So one of the houses, basically, it was basically trash. So they had several rooms they filled with the dirt and were growing vegetables inside.
What?
I'm not making this up. So
were they was the dirt at least like in a tub or something?
No, it was straight on the floor. So like, the
that's...
drywall, like the floor and the drywall, because at least they did in the basement, like the lower level too. And so like the drywall and the entire floor and everything had to be torn out. There's all kinds of water damage.
Of course,
they didn't put on a layer or anything, and so like they basically had to kick them out. And then they fought like because of the refugee status, you can't kick us out. And it just became like a
you reap what you sow, pun intended.
Yeah, I mean, and another thing too is that one of the churches I was working with, that they were going to build basically an apartment, like a co-op apartment building, and they're gonna have like a co-op on the first floor, then the apartments above it, which is very common in Minnesota. And so they're putting it in, and basically Minneapolis came and said, well, a number of these houses need to be Section 8. And it's like, and they're like, well, no, it's kind of like people buy in and get ownership, for co-op community. And Minneapolis like, nope, you have to have Section 8. And it became like, and they talked, and this kind of more liberal leaning church, but not fully cucked like liberal. And they basically like, we can't do this. They were basically would never be able to evict Section 8 attendants, like, because basically the city is going to buy in, they're going to own it, and they can choose who's going to be in there.
Yep.
And so they just scrapped the entire idea. I'm like, that's kind of a good idea to kind of create community. People will have ownership through co-op.
You would think, but
but Minneapolis like has to fuck it up because there's so many units they deemed there has to be Section 8, like a few Section 8 units. And I'm like,
yeah, a percentage always has to be Section 8.
Yeah, but so basically they could limit the amount, but then at that point it wouldn't be worth doing the building. And they're just like, well, forget it, we're not going to do this.
I miss the good old days of when you're going to do Section 8 housing. It's just one big project and it's all Section 8.
Yeah.
At least your city you need a certain percentage in your city. Okay, boom, just build another project.
Yeah.
You don't have to like mix it in with regular people.
Well, that's what I really like about Wisconsin is that unless you're like in Madison or Milwaukee, like the big cities, there are actually like neighborhoods that are just kind of these like shitty, like row housing. And that's the Section 8 housing. So where the Section 8 is
that's
in the
great.
city.
That's the way to go.
But Minneapolis, no, they have to be able to live amongst everybody else. So it's kind of
it's their right to have access to you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I was telling you about the my first apartment that now has just become like a wasteland.
Yeah.
And like they even forced that apartment to be in a historical building that needed
sucks.
You need to take care of like your unit to a certain standard and all this stuff. And they had to make some like Section 8. And actually one of the Section 8s, there was basically a non-ethnic boyfriend killed the white girlfriend. Oh, sorry, the ethnic boyfriend killed
the ethnic. Yeah.
So so basically, and so like, oh good, there's a murder in the Section 8 unit.
Shocking that would happen. You would never think something like that would happen there.
No, it's just one of those things. I'm just like, man, I can't believe this.
Toll paid, right?
Yeah, I mean, like it was one of those things. Like I do joke that like when I was in Bible college, I don't know if I was vegan and straight edge because I was vegan and straight edge, or I was doing it to piss people off.
Okay.
But because one of my best friends in college was vegan, and like people were just harassing the crap out of him. But like I had a very strong personality, so I'm like, no, like, okay, I'm vegan too. You need to have this on the cafeteria, and I just bullied him.
oh, that's kind of cool. I
yeah,
like that.
So I was vegan out of like supporting a friend who basically just, and I'm like, and the school just messing with them and basically
kind of
saying
like force your will and what you want to make like they have to do it, right? I mean,
well,
if you were
they
Jewish
had to.
or Muslim, they would have to have a halal or a kosher meal there.
Yeah.
Am I right? What's the difference?
Yeah. And so like they were just steamrolling him and basically saying like, oh, you can have like the cheese pizza. It's like he's vegan, he doesn't eat cheese, or like there's a salad bar, and he's like, that's not healthy. You need more stuff. And so like they had to have like a strictly vegan option, like at like most, like, so like he's like, breakfast is not, doesn't have to be. Then like lunch and dinner they had like a vegetarian vegan option. So I'm like, okay,
probably
well, it's a win.
filled with soy.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, it wouldn't survive it, but we managed.
Who wouldn't survive it?
Dambik, he's got the soy allergy.
Oh, does he? I thought he can eat anything.
He can eat anything but soy, because like he's got like a soybean allergy, because like like one time he got really sick from something and it had like soy byproduct in it or something.
Okay.
I was actually thinking about doing that for a streaming goal, is that if I get like the 10 subs that I need, that I'll have Dambit tell me something hot, like tell me like something hot I need to eat.
Okay. Yeah. Is he still doing those streams with the eating the food stuff?
Yeah, he recently had one. It was like some Asian fish project that's just incredibly salty. And then he did one when King Cobra passed, that he did King Cobra's Mountain Dew chicken.
Who's King Cobra?
King Cobra JFS, the guy that was like the bog witch. He lived out in, oh, okay. This is a loud cow you don't know, but
so Mountain Dew chicken?
Mountain Dew chicken is
that doesn't sound terrible.
Well, like he said, it's just very sweet. So King Cobra, he's kind of like, he was autistic and had issues and thought he was a witch. So basically like Stick, Sex, and Hammer, but barely functional.
Okay.
And so he had these like horrific things that he would cook. Like he would like make mac and cheese and dump packets of like Hidden Valley Ranch like seasoning in it, and then like throw in like other random stuff that like, this is disgusting.
That sounds like a jail spread.
Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, some of it got to be really horrific. It's pretty bad. But
I've had some jail spreads that are pretty damn good, and you wouldn't think they would be if you judge by the ingredients.
Yeah.
But yeah, not too bad. Like I get, eating the crazy like surströmming, and that's like, I don't know if I could eat that. I mean, I'm sure if people paid me enough money, I might try it, but
well,
yeah, just like eating a lot of peanut. Hey guys, today I'm gonna eat a whole bucket of peanut butter. Okay, I'll eat peanut butter. Like, it's not that nasty.
Well, yeah. Well, that's Dambit's kind of that's eat this and he'll eat this 10 million like Scoville scale hot gummy bear kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. And people, like, it's like people just want to see him suffer, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, well, because like when I posted pictures of the like some of the bugs that I have as rescues, he's like, the scorpion that once again Elro's named Quantavius. But she I do need to
is he a dark scorpion?
Yeah, he's so he's either a young, it's a she actually, so it's she's because she,
so that's not a good name then.
Well, I mean, I didn't know it was a female, so because usually females are larger, but like a lot of wildcat scorpions come in pregnant, and so then she had little baby scorpions and then ate them. So that's how I found out that she was female.
Might have to do a name change then or something.
Yeah, but I was saying, like, I should start doing as a grift, is that like, if you gift us like so many subs, you can name one of the critters that don't have a name yet. I try to do that with the Asian the tailless whip scorpion, and Jade is like, Jade was like, what the fuck is that? Why did you kill it? Just like, that's why I like that guy. He's just like, kill it.
Yeah, that's how I react to bugs. Is scorpion's not considered a bug, is it? It's
no, it's an arachnid. I mean, like the tailless whip scorpion is a thing that if you remember the Harry Potter movie where the guy gets a thing,
never
it's like
watched it.
Okay, it's famous from there because it's got these like, so it's like it's a arachnid, but like two legs, like at these big kind of like mandible like club things, and the
Uh-huh.
two of the legs became like long, like feeler antenna. It just looks freaky.
Huh.
I think I
They're
posted pictures
considered
of it.
arachnids? Isn't that
Yeah,
like a
the
spider?
spider. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, because they have the 8 legs, so they're
That's
in the
weird.
arachnid family.
Huh. Okay.
But it's just like
Fair
the
enough.
legs developed into something besides like actual legs, and
They
that's
evolved into
yeah.
something else. Hmm. All right. Yeah, I
But
didn't know that.
yes, yeah,
Interesting.
yes, that's pretty cool. And I just had someone drop off. It's called chevron tarantula, which is now here. So that one doesn't have a
Does it have
name
a
yet.
pattern, like a
Yeah,
V
so
pattern?
yeah, you get like a chevron pattern, and it's more arboreal than like the curly hairs, because curly hairs is basically like the layer of dirt. And so this has got like more stuff to climb up on because they like to go up.
How many critters do you have there?
So let's see here. So we got Quantavius a scorpion, the tailless whip scorpion, Cap and Rick. That's a bunch of roly-poly bugs that are
Okay, is
just
that food?
overbreeding. No, they just
Oh,
someone gave me a bunch of, they're called dairy cows, so they're white with spots. On my
what?
Twitter feed, I posted pictures of them.
Okay.
Then the new tarantula, the ball python I took in. And then this is a leopard gecko that someone couldn't take care of anymore. Then that purplish one is the desert beetles that someone didn't want anymore. And then
Where
above,
do you get them from? How do you find out people don't want them anymore?
basically, someone says they don't want them, and then they
To
can't
who?
find just general groups.
Oh,
And then
okay.
yeah, then that's a sand boa, who's pretty cool. Um, yeah, so like they'll say like, hey, I'm trying to get rid of this. They try to sell it. Like a lot of people don't want to buy these, and so people are like, hey, reach out to this guy. He will take it, and I bet you try to rehome them, and that's what I do.
So you just get a bunch of free creatures.
Yeah. So like,
That's
yeah, a number of them are like permanent residents. So like the leopard gecko, I personally know the person who had him, and she asked me to keep him. So he's a permanent resident. Like the blue death feigning beetles, they're probably not going to go anywhere, and they're probably going to stay. I don't know if anyone's going to want the scorpion. But yeah, and then the sand boa is a permanent resident too.
So you have to like feed them certain things. Different
Yeah,
ones eat different stuff.
yeah. They like,
Huh.
well, the ball python I get rats for, then the ball python, the
Ew.
sand boa I get mice for.
You buy rats?
Yeah, like, I mean, young rats, but and then I put them in the cage, which is actually kind of funny. Like people think like reptiles don't have personalities. So the sand boa, I can't be in the room for him to eat. Like I need to
What?
be out of the room. Yeah, he just
You
like
set up a camera so you can see him eat?
no, I just, then the mouse isn't there anymore, so I know he ate it. But like the ball python, he won't like kill the rat and eat it unless I'm in the room for him to see. Like so
Oh,
I have to like see him eat, kind of thing.
huh.
It's funny. Like I was out of the room and I came back, and he's got like a little elevated log up here, and he was sitting here like looking at the desk. And I came here, sat down, and he like went down and like did the little spring constrict on the mouse. I'm like, thank you. I didn't want to hear a rat death scream today.
Wait, so what's the difference between a big mouse and a little rat?
Well, I mean, mice are smaller, and like the rat pups are. I mean, they're bigger. It's like the ball python is way bigger than the sand boa.
Okay. Huh. How much are these dead rodents?
Oh, I get them live because
Oh, they're live.
yeah, both snakes, like they never had frozen. So like a lot of times they're frozen, then you basically soak them in like warm water to warm them up, and then you
Ugh.
dance. To me, that's way more disgusting than putting a
Yeah.
live creature in there and
They're,
letting.
wait, so they're bred just for food?
Yes, they're bred solely for the purpose of being food.
Huh. And are they expensive or?
No, I mean the rat pup is like $3, and the mouse is like $1.50.
And how often do they eat? Like once every week?
The ball python, since he's still pretty young, like once a week, and
Huh.
then the sand boa, he's like 2 years old, so like every 14 days, so like every 2 weeks ish. I also like know when he's hungry, because like sand boa, like they literally like burrow and go underground, and then when he's beginning to have like his head up, and I'm seeing him, I'm like yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm hungry. Get me food. So
Hmm.
so he tells me when he's hungry too.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I like I grew up in a farm like kind of thing, and I just love taking care of animals, and there's like an area that I can be humanitarian because I worked at the animal rescues before. Like I think I told you, like worked at the parrot rescue.
Yeah.
And I had the parrot I was trying to rehab that loved gamer words.
Oh, right.
And the famous Thanksgiving where he was screaming effing gamer word you don't say
Yeah.
at people. That was
What did you do with him? You got rid of him?
Well, I had to say, like, I had at the time I had a bunch of young cousins that were coming over, and like this bird, like he likes saying these words too much.
Right.
Like,
how big was he?
He was crest, like an orange front crescent, like moon conure. So he was like, if he was sitting here, he'd be like, you'd see him like up to here. So he was like, what, like that tall. So he's a medium sized conure.
Huh. That's cool. Man, when was that? I would have liked to have him.
Oh man, this is back in like my like 20s. So I had just graduated from college. So it was after, so like I was in college, 9/11 happened. I enlisted, deployed, got injured, came back, returned to college. Yeah, and then when I was in college, that's like I was living off campus and I began like fostering the parrots.
So you came across that when he had learned that somewhere or something?
Yeah, so his former owner taught him like
words.
the stuff. So parrots are very interesting. Like you can't really teach them words. They kind of have to like the word to say it.
Really?
Yeah. And so he just happened to really like those words. And yeah. And yeah, so like I've had other parrots that like would say stuff and they just like saying it. And or it's very interesting like that. So it's
it is.
And because like being like a single guy that didn't have kids or whatever, they thought, oh, maybe try to, because I worked with other birds and like, kind of broke them of bad habits.
Yeah.
And they thought, oh, maybe you could, break him of this. And like,
probably not.
No, I wasn't able to.
It's difficult to take care of birds sometimes. Like they'll start pulling their own like feathers out.
Yeah, that happens more commonly with other species. That you can like a lot of cockatoos and cockatiels are very prone to that.
Cockatoos, the big ones.
Yeah, the big ones. I think you watched the 4 videos of like the big white birds screaming in Australia.
Yeah.
I never had one of those, but
I wanted to get one, but then I'm like, I started reading about it. I'm like, oh, that's kind of depressing, dude. I don't want to.
Yeah, they need a lot of interaction. Oh, I mean, I also have my great aunt who passed. She had what's called a Myers parrot. And so the bird's like 38 years old now.
Wow.
And she's just kind of like a grumpy old lady. And it's like sometimes she wants to be out of her cage. And like some days, like she's not going to come out. Like I can't make her come out kind of thing. She just wants to be in her cage and be grumpy. But there's other times
they live long lives too.
Yeah, she's probably got another 10 years in her.
Wow.
Yeah, and she doesn't talk or say anything bad. She just kind of she chatters and says stuff. But like, like she'll do that weird, like you talk to her, and then she'll chatter back at you, and then stop, and then have you talk at her, and then she'll chatter back like you're having a conversation. But yeah, I mean, I just, like I said, I grew up on a farm. I love taking care of things, and helping exotics that people bought as pets and then suddenly don't want. It's like, well, if you cannot kill them, I'm doing something good. I can do some good deed. Yeah, it's like the. So we don't know if it's an Asian forest scorpion yet or a small emperor scorpion. I'm still not sure yet because it's gonna be emperor scorpion. She's gonna get really big, but if it's an Asian forest, she's gonna get just a little bigger than she's now. But it's like, so somebody got this scorpion from Petco, suddenly didn't want it anymore because they realized you can't handle it. And so like, well, it didn't want to be wild caught and then sold in a Petco to only be killed a month later. Like that's just like, to me that's kind of evil.
Yeah,
but
that's not cool.
Yeah, I actually I put a channel redeem for like 1,500. I'll get a pet, and then for 150,000 points, because you get the channel points, I'll get a venomous pet.
Can you buy venomous pets?
Well, like, so the tarantulas are venomous, the scorpion is venomous.
You can buy those in the store?
Yeah, because like a lot of Petcos sell like scorpions, but the thing is that they don't tell you that they're wild caught. So they basically somebody got them as like little tiny out in the wild in some country, and they're now all of a sudden being sold in a Petco.
Wait, tarantulas are venomous? I thought just like their little spines are or something.
No, they have fangs. They can bite. Like
yeah,
so
they
like
can bite, but do they have venom in the fangs?
yeah. So like
Oh, I didn't know
so
that.
like curly hairs, like they're very like defensive, so they're not really going to aggressively bite you.
Yeah.
So but like the bite will be like kind of like a bee sting. The chevron tarantula that I just got, the problem with them is like they're very fast, and like they're more prone to bite, but it's not bad. And then there's some like it's called the orange baboon that are very popular because they get bright orange and people think they're pretty. But like if that thing bites you, your arm is going to be numb for like months. Like,
What?
yeah, I'm like, I don't know why you want that as a pet. Like
No thanks.
I have lions kind of thing. I'm like, yeah, the line ends with these where it's like they bite you as a bee sting kind of thing.
Yeah, no.
Like
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get something where if it bites me, I'm gonna have a numb, like radiating numbness arm for.
that's yeah. I'm
Well, because
good.
like one of our Aussie bros, I shared with him the video that there's a guy who had snakes and he had venomous snakes. His whole shtick was free handling them. And so he thought he was going to be cool and free handle his inland taipan, which is one of the most venomous snakes in the world.
Really?
And I can't remember if I shared it with Cap or FTC. And they're like, why was he handling that? And the thing is, like, the guy almost died because, like,
FCT.
What?
FCT?
Fat Chick Thriller.
Yeah, you said FTC.
Oh,
sorry, fat thriller chick.
Yeah. But so I actually tease both of them that I always joke about the dairy-fed Midwest women in Wisconsin, and I said, okay, like a Fat Chick Thriller, like, okay, here's this one. She doesn't have a ring, so she's single. She can help you get a green card. He's like, nah, that's too fat for me. and that was teasing Cap. I was like, dude, I could probably find you a desperate like Wisconsin girl that will like that would just like will for the to have like to help you get a green card. He's like, I've got a girl. I'm like, do you want a girl or do you want a green card?
Yeah. That's funny.
But yeah, so he handled like the inland taipan and bit him. And so like inland taipan anti-venom is really rare, but like some zoos that have them like have a stock of it. So the hospital like hit up these like zoos to try to get the anti-venom. Like, no, we're not going to give the guy anti-venom for free handling a deadly snake. Like, he's lucky to be alive. And like, we're going to keep this in case our employees need it. And so like they had a hard time getting anti-venom for the dude.
But don't they make anti-venom from the venom itself?
Yeah. And that's why it's so rare, is because the inland taipan is like in the middle of nowhere, Australia, and you have to manage to catch like one of the most deadly snakes in the world and get venom from it.
Oh,
no, and the thing is, it's like one of those things where it's venom is like all three types. What's the neurotoxin, the hemotoxic, and I forget the other toxic.
So it's got the whole thing.
It's got the whole thing. So it's got like a trifecta of all venoms.
Yeah.
And so like you can't just use an anti-venom on one of them because then you have the other two venoms. Like,
right. That's crazy. Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I used to like having pets. I mean, it was usually just dogs, but it's a lot of work, man. It's like almost like having another child. Not quite, but it can get that way. And they require a lot of, if you're going to be a good, pet owner, they require a lot of attention and walking, and it's too much. It's too much. And then when they die, it's too sad.
So, I mean,
my pet owning days are behind me.
Yeah. Well, the first dog I had, she was trained as a therapy animal from the VA. And then when she died, it was just like the most painful experience. Like up to like something happening to one of my kids or my wife, kind of thing.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
It was just because like she was trained to be a therapy animal for me, and it's like I was like, man, this is tough. Like, this is horrible. But and working with her, but also like now I have like 2 Boston Terriers, and like they're pretty chill and fun, but there's still a lot of work themselves.
Oh yeah, all dogs are, really. It doesn't really matter.
Well, especially the youngest Boston, like anything that comes into the yard, she wants to murder. So well, I mean, the thing is, like, so she does this bark and her hackles all are up, so it's funny. Like the male lady came through and she's like barking, her hackles are up. Is she gonna be aggressive? Like, take another step to try to get belly rubs. And she took another step and the dog flipped over onto her back to get belly rubs. It's like
Wow.
she's aggressive and she like in the belly rub range. But yeah, so she would sit there, be at the window and just like snarling and barking at deer. I'm like, what are you going to do to a deer?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Bite its ankles.
It's like
Bite the hoof.
you're a 20-pound dog. You're not going to do something to a buck.
No,
like, let's be serious.
No. But they don't know that they're a 20-pound dog.
Yeah.
They think they're the most fierce thing in the world.
Well, because Boston Terriers are funny because they're a bully breed, but they came about because they crossbred the two most aggressive pit fighting dogs in like the 1800s. And you get a Boston Terrier as a result.
Really?
Yeah. That's how they came about. It's kind of funny. Yeah. So like, so you have like two like incredibly vicious dogs, and you get, you know, the most lovable dog from breeding them together.
What two dogs?
So it was like the white English Terrier, which is now extinct.
Oh.
And then I'm trying to remember it went extinct like 100 years ago. Like and then there was some bulldog, I forget what it is. So that's why Boston Terriers are technically bully breeds because of their genetics. I mean, also too are French bulldogs. They're technically a bully breed too, but
yeah, French bulldogs are cute.
I do like how like talkative they get, but I'm like, I don't spend $4,000 on a dog.
No. I mean, the British bulldogs are super expensive too.
Yeah,
they stink so bad, dude. Have you smelled them?
I've been around them, but I don't think I've had a chance to.
It doesn't matter how many times you wash them; they just stink. It's really bizarre. Super cute and everything, but they slobber everywhere, and they just smell really bad, dude. Really bad.
Yeah, you know what? I might have seen then an American bulldog, because
like
those are really
Mackenzie.
No, that's something else. Like the American bulldog, it's like the English bulldog, but they're smaller.
No, American bulldog is like Spuds McKenzie, I think.
I thought they're smaller than.
You know what a Spuds McKenzie is? The old mascot for like Budweiser.
Yeah,
pretty sure that's what American bulldog was.
Well, because I know the mascot from the Marines is an American bulldog.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the Marine mascot. What's his name? I should know this. But the mascot from the Marines is an American bulldog. They have one at all times. And they have like a uniform for him.
Oh, okay. I see it. Yeah. That is the one. That is the Marine dog. American bulldog. Yeah, okay, I see it now. It looks kind of like a pit bull and a bulldog crossed together.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
So what's your answer to the bulldog? Sorry, to the pit bull question.
I don't know. I mean,
are you sunset all pits, or are you like it's the owners who don't take care of them?
It's a bull terrier.
Okay.
Is the Spuds McKenzie dog? He's a bull terrier. Okay. I had to know that, or I was going to lose my mind. The pit bull question, it's not really about the owner, man. It's just, it is a fact. My dad was into pit bulls. He liked them. He owned them. He bred them. Yeah. And so I was around them a lot. At one point, he had like 30 of them.
Okay.
So, and sadly, they want to, if they see another animal with humans, it depended on the dog from dog to dog. Like some dogs, just if you weren't its owner, it wanted to kill you.
Yeah.
But every dog, no matter, I mean, some dogs were friendly with everyone, but every dog, no matter what, everyone that I saw, if it was a cat, a rat, a possum, another dog, anything that's not a human, it would want to kill it. And it would just like lose its mind trying to get to it.
Okay.
So I don't think like the way that it's raised, or like nature versus nurture or whatever. I don't think nurture has anything to do with it when it comes to those dogs. They just want to kill any other animal regardless.
Okay. So this is where I kind of agree with you on that question is, so when I lived in, because like that tornado went through Minneapolis, my friends and I bought houses and fixed them and flipped them. So that's where most of my money comes from, actually. But so seeing like some of the African American neighbors who had pits and like basically like would let two like pit bulls hump in their backyard and have a litter, and basically the litter free ranged, and then they would sell them, kind of thing. I think a lot of it comes down to breeding, and for me it kind of makes me, I think of like Arabian horses,
Yeah.
Like Arabian draft horses have gotten a really bad rep for being very twitchy. And the problem is that they were so mass produced and like inbred, they got so many bad characteristics that the common, like the very common
That makes
Arabian
sense.
draft. And so I think the problem is that you've had so many idiots just not like breeding without like just throwing two pits together. And
they're breeding based on like bloodlines and what's been proven to do this or that or whatever. So sometimes sometimes there is some inbreeding, and I had an inbred pit bull before. I think the mother was bred back to her father.
Okay.
And it was like two of the coolest, most chill dogs I've ever had.
Yeah, I mean, so like I'm kind of going back to like the neighbor I had, where it's like just letting any dog, like any of the pits in the backyard, basically get together, hump, and have a litter, and then they just kind of then sell the pits. Yeah. Versus like I've known people who have had pits and they're the most like obedient, like dogs, and like they're so well behaved, and I'm like these like I've never seen a problem. So I think it's one of those things like it's easy to blame the breed versus like Arabian draft horses kind of thing.
Yeah.
That it wasn't just a horrific like idiots mass produce these to try to make a quick buck. So that's kind of my take, that it's been so like so a lot of like my neighbor, they want like the aggressive guard dog, so they just whatever, and a lot of them now had that aggressive trait. Versus like where I'm in Wisconsin, there's somebody who breeds pits, and like all of them are just like very sweet and very loyal, like any bully breed generally is. Yeah. And like I'm like, they don't show any of those characteristics. So that's why I'm kind of torn.
I've been around a lot of dogs, different types, and big aggressive types like Dobermans and Rottweilers, the stereotypical aggressive type dogs.
Yeah.
But I've never seen anything like a pit bull before. Nothing that wants to just kill any other animal.
Yeah.
Like I've seen like, Dobermans or Rottweilers be cool and have other dogs living with them. Yeah. But like anytime I've seen pit bulls, you can't have another dog with them, in my experience, or else they're just going to want to kill it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's crazy.
Something about that breed. I don't know why or how or what.
Yeah.
But that's just how it is.
Yeah. I mean, and that's why I go back to my like draft horse analogy, because like I know somebody, they've got like a pit bull and a pit mix together, and they're just amazing. Like it's the guy who owns the reptile store, and like I went with him at Boston Terriers, and they just played. They were just like totally chill. I'm like, these are pits.
Really?
Yeah. And
they're not Staffordshire Terriers. Those are a little different.
No, they are
look just like them.
Like so one is a pit and one is a pit mix.
Okay.
And the pit like free ranges the store, goes up to people, gets pets, and it's just totally like the most chill dog ever.
With other animals?
Yeah, like I walked into my dogs not knowing that she was going to be there, and
I don't know. Like, that's weird to me because I've never seen that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to say. I think that it's like where I am, you have responsible Americans like responsibly breeding them. So I think there's like a line in this area that has chill characteristics. I don't. This is why I say I'm kind of torn on it, sort of thing.
Yeah. I don't like them. I mean, I liked them at the time, but I wouldn't ever get one again ever. If I were to ever, I'm not going to get any dog again. But if I were, it would never be a pit bull, just because I've just seen. I just don't want to have to deal with that. It's just too much.
No, I mean, it's one of those things. I would err on the side of caution, and
exactly,
pit, like because I have kids and other animals, just to be safe. But it's one of those things. I think it's weird because like I've seen good breeding versus like the guy in North Minneapolis and like trying to get aggressive dogs. It makes me think that there's a dog fighting ring there as well.
Maybe,
and so I, and that's what I try to think is like, let's just say it's a weird like conflict for me, because I see like all these horrible stories of pits doing awful things.
Yeah.
But then I see like this whole like swath of pits like in my area around me that are just like the most loyal, like dogs. And I'm like,
they're definitely loyal. I won't dispute that, but they are very aggressive towards other animals, in my experience. Like when my dad had a bunch of dogs, they all had to be separated. None of them could be together. Not even the males and the females, unless they're like, if a female's in heat, then they'll do their thing, whatever. But other than that, even if you put a male and a female that's not in heat together, they'll end up fighting, and one of them will end up dying or whatever. And you have to have them all separated either in kennels or on like a chain, like a thing. What he would do is he'd get a car axle and he would slam it into the ground with a chain on it, and then so it could go around in a circle. So he had a bunch of circles of these car axles with a pit bull, and then they'd have their little dog house would be like a 55-gallon plastic drum with half of the lid cut off so they could go sleep in there with wood chips. So they all had to be separated. So it was just, and some of them wanted to kill me, but most of them didn't.
Yeah.
Most of them were super cool, but just not with other animals. So yeah, like you said, err on the side of caution and just not mess with them.
Yeah. All right. So I mean, coming up to about an hour here, talked about a few random topics. It's good to have you on. Do you want to show anywhere to find you?
Sure. Yeah. You can find me on Kick. I stream on Kick. I'm a DJ there, and my URL is kick.com/Ric Viera. That's RICVIERA. Play music. It's a fun time. We have fun. People in chat are fun. It's talking smack and enjoying some good music and being with friends. So I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah. Thank you. Then Ric Viera Music on Kick. Oh, Ric Viera Music
on Twitter.
Ric Viera Music on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I'm getting that grumpy old man. Like, I will not call it X. It's Twitter. It'll always be Twitter.
I'm just so used to it being Twitter. It'll probably take another couple of years before I can finally. I've been trying, but it's still I can't fully get rid of the Twitter thing.
Well, it kind of reminds me like me doing this, like grinding my heels on something stupid. That I worked at a bank as a teller supervisor, and where I was a lot of old customers, and this is when they began switching the 20. Like, so they changed the 100, the 50, and they're changing the 20 at the time. Because like, I want all 20s and none of that funny money. Like, because it's colored now.
The new money is funny money.
Yeah, because it is, it's colored. It's not just the straight green.
I know.
I know. Like, no, you give me any of that funny money. It's just like, someone's like, oh man, I'm like, I'm that old now.
The funny thing is like the older bills are, we are that old now. The older bills are easier to counterfeit. That's why they came out with the newer bills.
Yeah.
So if anything, you'd have a higher likelihood of getting funny money, which is like a synonym for counterfeit money. If you have old bills. That's why if I ever get old bills, I try to get rid of them as soon as possible. I don't want anything to do with them because they can be counterfeited way easier.
Actually, I'm still laughing too because $2 bills are still in circulation.
I love $2 bills.
I know. I bought like straps of them for my friend's 22nd birthday because we went to a certain type of club where you normally need ones, because he'd never been to one of those. And we're like, okay, bro, we're doing this. It's like, if I had to do it when I was 18, you're doing it at 22. All right. Well, on that note, Rick, thank you so much for joining me.
Hey, thank you.
It's great to have just a one-on-one chat with you.
Yeah, same.
And we had your sirens. I was gonna say we had a brief lovely Elrose sighting.
She wandered back there for a second.
I know.
I don't know what she was doing. She was going to my closet. That's where I keep my money. So I'm kind of worried right now.
I love Elrose. She's an amazing few. She's for women. She's one of the few good ones.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's taken me a while to like come to that conclusion because I'm so anti based on my previous history with that.
Well, I mean, I do have that. Human. I do have that ex-fiance who, like, when she decided that we need to open our relationship while we're engaged, and I said, then we're breaking up, and she had a meltdown and threw a glass into the shower and cut up my feet. So,
oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Bitches be crazy.
Awesome. They do be.
Yeah. But, all right. Thank you so much for joining me.
Sure.
We're going to end here, and everybody have a good rest of your day.